Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Grandmaster Shaymin, and today we are going to be continuing on part 2 of the Everlasting Summer. In the last episode, we went through all the way to this part in the cafeteria. For me, it's been quite a while, actually. In fact, I guess for you guys, it's been about the same amount of time, depending upon when you watched this last episode, but we're here in the cafeteria, the canteen, and I gotta say that in the last episode, I was none too thrilled with the protagonist here, but something is definitely going on. Nobody wants to talk about the camp, no one wants to talk about anything, and, well, here we are, in this canteen trying to figure out what on earth is going on. Alright, so Electrike here is being looked at. Oh man, I don't even remember their voices. So, he cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of a draw, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out and the next round begins. Since the number of volunteers, he looked at me, since the number of players is just 8, we'll only have 3 rounds. Is everything clear? The crowd cheered. Yeah, what was the prizes? The prizes, what are they? Um, Urlana, cut that out. Slavia stepped forward and tried to catch Ulania. I won't rest until that prize is mine. Seemed like this girl alone had enough energy for a warp jump into Alpha Centauri. Whatever the fuck that means. Prizes, prizes! She repeated it over and over again. And she's okay, so at the beginning it said everyone in this game is over 18. Well, I mean, she definitely, jeez. She sounds like she's 10. Stop it! Slavia tried to reason with her. Electrike seemed to be getting dizzy from all this running around. Yeah, that's the that's the face that you make when you get dizzy, right there. Semyon, is that me? That's my character, Semyon. Let's start already, I said calmly and added to Eulania, or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument got to her because she took her place. Slavia followed her, giving me a grateful smile as she passed. The pioneers finally settled down. I approached the table and Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked up and blushed. Oh, don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. How can I be so sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play the first round together. Yes. Finally, Electrike started to explain the rules. Am I actually going to get to play this game? Because I'm probably going to die. It's going to be over. Look at the cards carefully. There are exactly 6 of them in front of you. I hope everyone here knows how to count. Fuck, me too. You guys all look like you're supposed to be at least 18, like things said. Except for Anya, it doesn't look like she's 16 or even 18. What? God, man, this main character. Now you can look at them. After everyone had a look at their cards, Electrike moved on. The rules are similar to poker. I hope everyone knows how to play. I knew the rules, but I wasn't sure about the others. I got, I had no clue. We got an ace of, what is that, birthday cake? We got an 8 of a mini shield, and you're standing over your cards, dude. You got a jack of mini shield and 7 of mini shield. Okay. First of all, it's the top card, then one pair, then two pairs, then three of a kind. Firstly, I know this is a Russian game that's translated into English, but if you look at that third then compared to the other two thens, that one's the only one that's correct. The other two is it's not comparing. It's not comparing. Anyway, and so on. No flushes or straights though. In the first round, you choose a card which you would like to take from your opponent. In turn, your opponent can choose to swap two of his or her cards around twice, or they can choose not to do so if he doesn't need the card which you are taking. Take note that your opponent can see which cards are trading places. In the next step, your opponent takes a card they choose, and so on. I think it's pretty clear. So it's basically like Old Maid, but without the maid. It's just whoever goes out first wins. No, hey you, Einstein! Yolanda yelled at him from her table. I didn't get a thing. You'll figure it out as we go. That's a terrible strategy. What the fuck? Oh, it's a 5 of lightning. 5 of lightning, 8 jack and 7 of mini shield, and a 2 and an ace of birthday cake. Electrike went to the table with the diagram, leaving Yulana to smolder in solitude. You go first. I hope I could get my mind around the game fast enough. Lena, more perplexed than usual, reached out for my cards. Oh, we are going to get to play this game. Okay. In the middle of the table, her hand stopped. Will you? Oh yeah, I should be protecting my card. What was it Electric said? Try to confuse my opponent so I can swap two of my cards twice, or I could choose not to. Should I protect it or not? By the way, I can also agree to give her the card she chooses right away. Otherwise, Lena can change her mind and take another card if she wants to. Or she might not. Oh, I literally get to, do I have to win? Okay. So she took the 2 of birthday cake. Things were becoming clear, or at least comprehensible. Now it's my turn. I can take back my card from her or choose another one. I want to choose this one. Lena can try and protect her card, but if I watch closely, I can take the card I choose regardless of her movements. Okay. I got another ace. Electrike, who was silently watching our game, nodded in approval. Now it looks like we're getting somewhere. Now, during the round, opponents trade cards. Wait. During the round, opponents trade cards 3 times. Keep an eye on each other. Penetrate your opponent with your eyes. What? What's so funny? I hate the main character. I hate him so much. He's chuckling over that. You gotta be kidding me. He stared at me for a moment, then moved on. And then we turn the cards up to see whose hand is better. Trey went back to his diagram. Wait. What the frick happened? Where are all my cards? What? I just got 2 aces. I was freaking ready. Should I let her take it? I'm really confused on the rules of this game. Here, no, you go. No, you go. You take it. You take the card. I don't even give a shit. What's that? I want that one. I want that one. It's the exact same freaking ace. No, go for it. You take it. You take the 7. I'm good. take that one. No, I'll freaking take that. Stop it. I'll take that one. I got a 10. I got a freaking load of them. What if I go like that? And like that. Alright, you get that. You get that card. I got the king of... I failed! Woo! What happened? Okay. I don't know what that even means. Was I supposed to win? I hope not, because I have no idea how to play that game. I don't know the rules of poker. I don't know why. Like, okay, whatever. It's still frustrating to lose anyway. I'm guessing that I was supposed to lose. I left the canteen. It was still too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? Let's go to the beach. Beach is beautiful at night. Yeah, look at that. Came to the beach. I was not in the best mood, and I really had no desire to swim, but I came to the water's edge and tried my hand in the water. It was warm. Usually the water's actually really warm at night because of the way that the heat and stuff operate. It's a long scientific process, but the water's warmer at night. It seems like it was still cooling down after such a hot day. Perhaps some other time I'll come back to swim. Ellipses. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I freaking see this house, all I think is of Reina now, and I'm like, oh my god, someone's gonna die. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the window, so Miss Olga Dramentia must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin, quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't got any clearer today. In fact, I spent the whole day doing useless stuff. I would have never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world, although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe just only a few minutes. I didn't want to think about the past and how I got to this camp. For the first time in a long time, I felt really tired, not only emotionally, but physically, psychologically, and God knows what else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow to be resolved by itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So just like that, I'm not ready. Ahem. My consciousness slowly just drifted from me and became progressively harder to concentrate on something. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. Nothing's gonna happen, right? Like this, it just feels like it's gonna be a freaking horror game. I woke up exhausted both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million-dollar visual effects. And then you wake up in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the images shown by my relaxed brain. But part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. Okay, he's still alive. Is it bad that I feel like he's gonna die? Like, nothing about this game seems like it's gonna be like, everything's gonna be okay. It's 7 a.m. according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga Dmitrieva was still wrapping tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly in the hot summer? I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I had better shave. Strange idea, before twice a month was enough, but now it depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., which means I have plenty of time, which I can spend around walking and washing, for example. Okay. The water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality. The tooth powder the tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. I mean, that makes sense. Hey, Olga Demetrievna. I was standing in front of the mirror and fixing. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair again. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still stinging, and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? It just happened. And no neckerchief. Once again, I'll do it myself. It's not a big deal. On my way to the canteen. Oh, I don't think so. Do it now. Did you forget that the lineup is before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. And what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations. Who exactly is the enemy locations? I don't know, this is not making a whole hell of a lot of sense, to be honest with you. You'll find that out at lineup. Of course, like, what did you expect? She gave me a wily smile. Olga Dementia, blah, blah, you know, my stomach is upset. I'd rather, you know, I believe it's okay to miss the lineup once. If it could get all nasty if I failed to control it right here. Where did all this courage come? What? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll... What? But in that case, it'll all go... I have no idea what the fuck that was about. On our list for today is cleaning the camp location, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course we have a ball in the evening. A ball? At a Mountie camp. You have a ball? Watch yourself. You must take part in camp activities today. You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way, but the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. Ellipses. After the camp leader left, I went back into the cabin and decided to wait for breakfast there. I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seem to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Or do they? You never get a straight answer. Like, of course, each of them is a bit peculiar. Those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I met any of these pioneers in the familiar world, I wouldn't suggest anything was wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already somewhere. Dozens of pioneers live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand what the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but that's their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Sovionic camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are these people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers, or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? Ellipses. Seems I overdid it with the thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers with the canteen. What? That's a weird transition. even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. Two's company, but three's a crowd. Lana was sitting in the furthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking her fork at an enormous amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having breakfast with her sounds like a good idea. We could chat in peace, or at least I could try to have one. I was on my way to the table when somebody grabbed me by the sleeve. Xenia, the librarian. Get your meals and come. We need to talk. Ellipses. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. Uh, Fudge. I can't say I promised Lena because then I'd go over there and she would probably go over there with me, and then Lena would be like, "Oh, that's interesting." I should say fine. Whatever you want, dude. I mean, I could learn something new. Yeah, exactly. She's a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Xenia with a tray and a simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of compote. Bon appetit! Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could and eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. So what do you want to talk about? Today at the library. I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dububabla's words about the rescheduled events for today. Don't forget. Wait, what? I said, don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even listening? Nope. Goddamn, yeah, she should be pissed. This guy's an idiot. Today, after lunch, you, library, got it? Dunce? Dunce? What kind of curse is that? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize. Of course I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning on going anywhere, but if you want me to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, Have you gone completely bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt the last few days. Xenia didn't reply. What year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certainly, and even more. Xenia stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. Looks like she won't turn back. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have internet access here. Guess not. The pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved at him in return. After such a friendly greeting, for some reason, he left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. That's really confusing. Sometime later I came to the infirmary. I had nothing to do with that place, though the nurse seemed quite caring. I was better to keep my distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I hadn't had the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to, not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The curse smiled spitefully. You both will help me make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today. Both? Who are you? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Hi. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. She came here after dinner. I had explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, eh? It's applied today? But Olga Dementia said there would be no bus that would arrive within the next few days. Exactly! This game is so weird! I don't understand. Like, the main character is stupid. Okay? He's stupid and I hate him. The other characters are okay, but they're all not answering his question, which makes me suspicious of all of them. And I'm scared that someone's gonna die. So I'm not really sure. Not to mention the story is kind of really awkwardly paced as well. So there were visitors at our camp today? Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. Alright then, Pioneer. So tonight, after dinner, you will be here. Um, maybe Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she was able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. I could always do it on my own. Well, fuck you! What the fuck does that mean? Looks like my headset went out for a minute. No way, there are a lot of boxes. And a pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so, Pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I didn't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this. And wasn't it just breakfast? Was it? Yeah, it was before 9 a.m. So it should. Why is the evening? What am I coming back here like later? If it wasn't Lena who was standing there, I definitely would think my way out. Okay. I like Lena. She seems alright. Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I barely came a step closer to be prepared, always prepared motto. Then you can go. I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all that time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about life and habits of different insects. What? Why? Is that what you think of? Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological... Okay! Perhaps she wants to be an entomologist. Really? That's what you think of. Ellipses. Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. I've been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about Bugs' lives were the only attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it as awkward? I don't know why you think it is awkward either. She's just chilling. Just don't forget, alright? Don't forget what? Ugh. Well, tonight, after dinner at the infirmary. Her face got slightly grumpy look to it. No way, that's impossible. Alright, right after dinner, I'm at your service. I thought too late. At my words, Lena brushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease this situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench reading a book and she came and... It's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner... Okay. I'll be off then. Yeah, sure. She walked somewhere beside the clubs and I stood at the square for some time. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I didn't know where I'd find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch might be easier. What? I heard a different tune which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. Listen to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 chords repeating, nor more. But this melody felt somehow warm, as if the vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. Dude, hell yeah. Let's go. Dude, at this point, I'd be like, no one wants to answer me. Fuck it. I'm just gonna talk to people. If they wanted to kill me, they would have done it by now. Maybe I'll just chill. Come into the stage area. I caught sight of Alyssa on the stage. Dude, Yes. And we're picking up. The girl was giving it all, her eyes closed. She placed... Sorry, I noticed, and I was like, why? 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 With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure I heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in the genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it given some time to practice. I wonder where Alyssa got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to mind. Many of them were devoted to music in a similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for the period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out the last couple of chords, Alyssa finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool. As if you could do any better, smiled Alyssa slyly. Okay, so, just to say, I died in the first round of that card tournament, and I declined her little wager, so, turns out nothing went wrong, you know? I just got annihilated. I mean, she's pretty cool. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. God, man, I hate this character. I hate it. I hate him. I hate him. I don't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard about the evening dance party? I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? I mean, she's got a point. Seriously, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did, and so what? Are you going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure, and you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth to Alyssa's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean, but why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know, but I thought that you would. Never liked them, she interrupted me. There's absolutely nothing to do at the parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked to keep the conversation going. Let's carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, dumbass. You ever heard of it? No. Alyssa has gone totally mad. I mean, why would you ask? Huh, what are you practicing? Fucking music? God damn. Who wrote that song? I did. So you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool. Really? Really? Okay then. Don't you want to listen? I like her. She's kind of interesting. You know, she's got that weird, like, tsundere thing going on, but also, like, it's, like, extreme. It's, like, way more extreme than a lot of people, because it's literally, like, does a 180. Did I just hear it? It's not what I meant, she pouted. The whole song. It's just a jam for now. Alright, come on, do it then. Not right now. Well, don't do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like I frustrated her. I want to, I told you. Come tonight then, I'll play it just for you. For me? How cute. That's actually pretty cute. Tonight is the dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing with the Devacha. The fuck is Devacha? was no good either. Olga Dmitrieva won't like it. Screw her. Alyssa was getting steamed up. Alright, here's my problem, okay? I already agreed to Lena's thing. Why hasn't that come up? I mean, I'm like, if I could do that before this, then that would make more sense. But if I have to do that instead of going to the ball anyway, like, what sucks is that after the things come up, it doesn't have a save button. There's no save button down in this corner. I want to go, but I don't want to sacrifice Lena's time to go to this. You know? I don't want to duel up my time. Should I be safe, or should I assume that I can get the thing done with Lena before this? Between shame at the dance party and the mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the latter. See, he doesn't even mention Lena's thing, so I assume we're doing that before the ball would even start. Good boy. She smiled straight. I was wondering if the decision I made was the right one when suddenly I was interrupted by the ringing of the bell, calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Alyssa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. Ellipses. Who is marching forward in a row? It's our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually marched to the canteen in the Slavonic camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me like what happened before, so I could just eat in peace. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want to or not. The canteen was crammed as full as an egg. Olga was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk. Well, Semyon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done. Well, truly well done. And the hardest is yet to come. I bet. Fine, take a seat next to the... So she's not even mad that he skipped the morning lineup? She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Ulana, and Lena were already sitting there. Not bad company, at least not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless, and there were no other free places anyway. Of course not. Please do. Lena remained silent. The meal consisted of a plate of borscht, some poultry with fried potatoes, and a traditional glass of compote. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there is no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Are you coming to the ball tonight? I don't know. No. Though I already made arrangements with Alyssa. He'll come. He got nowhere to go, Eulania said happily. You will come for sure. Of course. I can't miss an opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. Me either. I'm with you, Eulana. This guy is an idiot, and yet I'm still playing this game. So clearly I am in the same boat. She got it right, and I did not need to reply. What about you? I asked Lena. Yes, she replied briefly. Okay, so if she's going, then we're definitely solid. We gotta do the thing first. We won't have to miss it. Okay, I picked the right choice. I was gonna say no because of Lena's thing, but nah, I'll take it. Why not? Why not? See, you should go too then, said Slavia, as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. Apparently, Ulana was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Will it be a little dress like a kindergarten's matinee? Yeah, that was a low blow. Again, this guy is an idiot. God, man, this main character is so fucking stupid. Kill him, Yulana. End of game. Looks like I managed to offend her. No, I'll wear a biohazard suit so I don't catch an infection from you. I wonder what kind of infection you're afraid of catching from me. Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course. Looks like Yolana was highly pleased with her, as she thought, brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch cold. Two can play at that game. Oh my god. You're arguing with a... God. What are you implying? Oh, nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She went red again. I don't mean anything. Guys, given that it was Elena who interfered, it's probably time to really stop. You're asking for it. You're gonna get it. What, will you finally wise up? Yeah, you deserve that. Yolanda grabbed her plate with the borscht and tipped it over my head. How? She's so short. How does she... Wait, I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. This game meant an unexpected finale. Oh, you little... She jumped and tried to run away. But this time, she wouldn't get away. I grabbed her hand. Now what? I guess I should smash her head against the Jesus, this pantomime lasted a few seconds. Dude, he's such an idiot. Suddenly, Ulana skillfully grabbed a glass of compote and splashed it in my face. That way, she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter, and I chased her. This resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries and full of exhaustion of both parties. A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw. With too much fuck, man. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga Demetria snuck up on us from behind. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourselves now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was about to explode. And who's going to clean this mess up? Exactly what happened. I'm asking you, who? Ham, replied Ilana with a complete confidence. Her, I objected, less confident. Both. Camp leader brought a conclusive end to this ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers, although Yulana didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it. I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's his fault. He started it. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Oh my god, these two children need to stop. I'm not going to sort out all that nonsense. Semyon, go grab a mop, a bucket, some cloths, you know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Yulana with a burning gaze. I felt sorry for the girl. You? Start by picking up the broken tableware immediately. Olga Demetrieva took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly, a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga Dmitrievna has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not the true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Eulania, anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have anything better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there, somehow flashed through my mind. Oh man, another opportunity for me to leave and find something else. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Like I could run away, but what would that solve? Like I feel like I'm going to run away and like I'm going to get freaking hacked. Plus, I mean, I shouldn't be that big of a jerk. I mean, he would probably run away. I like how like when I'm tiding things over, like when I let the girl let me sit down and we had that talk about coming to the library. Oh shit. Dude, the library. I need to go to the library. Oh gods, we gotta running away is hardly a good idea. Olga Demetria has caught me already, and dashing off would only aggravate the punishment exactly. So that I was indeed partially guilty. Of course, it was all her fault. But if I hadn't reacted like that, we probably would avoid this thrashing. Probably. Exactly. I opened the cabinet and took a broom, mop, and dustpan. Olga Dmitriev wasn't anywhere near Yulana by the time I returned. She's gone? Can't you see for yourself? Yulana looked upset. All her youthful spirit vanished without a trace. Hang on a second, I'll go wash myself a bit first. I shot her an angry look and headed towards the exit. Is she gone? Oh. No, she's still there. It's all because of you. It's just a single gaze from her gave me the creeps. Of course it is. It's me who's guilty of everything. It's me who's a local natural hazard. Oh, shut up. Still, it's kind of strange that she's not trying to avoid this cleanup duty entirely. Yulana had solid opportunity to run away and leave me alone, but somehow she did the exact opposite, diligently gathering the broken plate fragments, mopping the floor, picking up chairs and tables. In fact, she was so fast that I had thought I had a tough time keeping up with her. Well now, aren't you acting all goody-goody? It's not like I want to spend the whole day here, you dork. She sounded irritated. Listen, you've got to understand that you can't behave like that. At least not to... Dude, he acted like an immature little brat, too. I haven't done a thing. It was you who was calling me names. Yolanda grabbed a bucket and a mop and went to the farthest corner of the canteen. Looks like she was still angry. Looking back at the mountain of broken tableware, I finally began to understand the scope of the catastrophe. We're lucky that these forks and spoons were made of metal. We would still have something to eat with. But there are hardly any plates left. Hey, Yolanda gave me a shout. I went over to her. I don't get it. Why you hate me so much? I don't know why he hates you so much either. It's seriously stupid. Her face became so serious that I was ready to believe that it was yet another trick of hers. Why do you think... Why do you think so? I got no idea. That's exactly why I'm asking you. I don't hate you. It's just that sometimes you behave like, well, you know, as simple as that, but still true. Like what? I got no idea. You gotta expect that. She lifted her gaze to me, boiling with curiosity. Well, for starters, what's the big idea of pouring the compote all over me? You were asking for it. She smiled for the first time since we started cleaning. Yeah, sure. I heaved a deep sigh. So what do you expect from others then? Nothing, she replied acidly. The discussion was over, and I just continued cleaning up in silence. Ellipses. It took us a few hours to clean up the canteen. At last, all the broken tableware were gone. Chairs and tables were in their designated places. The floor looked clean. We were sitting together with Yulana next to the food counter, breathing heavily, deservedly resting. Now you see how much effort has to be put in because of the silly trick? I'm not tired at all. Although the sweat pouring down her face told the opposite story. Well, good for you. So what are you gonna do next? I don't know about you, but I'd rather go. No, that's not all. You got to. She hesitated. Help me with another little thing. Thinking of another silly prank? You bet. She was smiling broadly. I'm not your man here. I'm more than fed up with just one punishment for today. Okay, here's the deal. If you help me out now, there won't be any more pranks. Sure, that was an inviting prospect, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to trust Yulana even for a moment. Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask. So what's your cunning plan? Well, we're gonna steal the candy. What? I should have expected something like that. Candy is for kids. What? No, it's not. Shut up, main character. You're a fucking idiot, Shaymin. Soon the chef will go out to dump the trash. Nobody's gonna see us. Count me out. Oh, whatever, she grunted and turned away. And I'll do it myself. And I won't allow... I couldn't even finish the sentence as Yulana already jumped over the counter, ran into the cabinet, opened the door, and started rummaging through it. Hey, cut that... It's not like you haven't got enough problems with Olga. She didn't reply. You won't get away with just cleaning duty for something like that. Yulana closed the cabinet. She held a huge bag of candy in her hands. You little... Put it back! She stuck out her tongue at me and dashed off through the back door. I couldn't just leave it like that. I darted off... Why? Soon the girl had quite a head start, but I funneled all my energy into the chase. I won't lose to her again. Why? In my opinion, you just leave. If she wants to get in trouble, she's gonna get in trouble. Fine. You finish the room. You got other stuff to do. You gotta go to the library. You gotta talk to that one chick, and then you gotta go and help out with the infirmary, and then you've gotta go to the rock concert thing that she's putting on for you. Why is this guy so stupid? Why are you running? God damn. Turned at the music club building and came out of the forest trail. I almost caught Yulana, but she stopped abruptly. I couldn't put up as sharply, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. Rolled down into the grass. Gotcha. Oh, this situation got intense really fast. Okay. I like how we can't choose, though. I gave a victorious shout. No, you didn't, she replied with an ashamed tone. Yulana was lying under me. Her face was right next to mine. I felt her erratic breathing and the heat from her body. Sure, right now she's only a child, but soon enough Ah! Oh. God, he's in it. To be fair, this idiot laughed at a stupid penetrating joke. Thus, I don't blame her for that. You gonna rape me? She said, coming back to her senses. You want... I hate this main character so much. It was more like a game to her. What? Stop it! Sure do. She gave a cunning smile and snorted quietly. I know you're joking, but stop it. I'm not really in the mood. Ah, whatever. Yulana reached up and hit me on the nose. I wasn't expecting that and even pulled back a little. Just a moment of hesitation was enough for her to wrestle out and run a dozen feet away. Watch it! You're gonna regret this later. She laughed out loud and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wonder if she dropped it on purpose. It's getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candy, and preferably stay under the radar. Of course, I'll explain the situation. It was Yulana who stole them. But who's gonna believe me, exactly? Olga was waiting for me at the entrance of the canteen. Good job, Shaymin. On what? I hid the bag of sweets behind my back. The bag was transparent and a bit too big to put in my pocket. I was talking about the cleanup. Everything is clean and tidy. Well, yeah. And where is Yulanya? I wish I knew. She'll come soon. Okay, then, go and have your dinner. I entered the canteen. To my utter lack of surprise, it was full. Now I didn't know how to return the bag of candy without being noticed. Sure, I could do it in the evening, but what do I do with it now? Shaymin! I turned around. Slavia was in front of me. Wow, what's that? She looked at the bag and that I didn't manage to hide in time. Caught red-handed, more like sweet-handed. What? Why? These are... Sweets? Where from? I stole them, damn it. I got them from you, Lanya. Oh, I see. Same old song and dance. What do you mean? It's not the first time she's stolen sweets. And why am I not surprised? Let me handle this. Thanks. Slavia saves the day yet again. She took the bag. Speaking of, by the way, that key. Did we ever return that key? I don't remember ever returning that key that we found that locked the door. Didn't we take that back with us and we were like, I'm gonna return it in the morning, and then there was no dialogue that suggested that I returned it, but this guy returned it in the morning. She took the bag and headed to the buffet. I had no there's a buffet. That's what I want in life. I had no desire to listen to what she was going to say while returning the sweets, so I started looking around the canteen for a place to sit, or spit. It seems like I'll have to share a dinner table with Electrike and Truick. There was no more places to sit. Oh god. What's happening, gents? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least drop a cheeky or cocky banter. Why? Why is this guy such an asshole? How you doing? Fine, what about you? Had some misses. Did something happen? Lots of stuff. Mind sharing? No. Show suit yourself. Made a helpless gesture. We're going to the ball after dinner, Electrike giggled. I know that. Who would you want to ask out? I haven't thought about it yet. What about you? Well, it seemed like the question caught him off guard. Ask you, Lanya. That would make her happy. No thanks. Electrike furiously waved his hands. And you, Shrek? You gotta ask Alyssa out. Thanks, I'll pass. He looked calmer than his mate. Oh, come on, guys. It'd be fun. In any case, we've got things to do. We still have to finish the robot. Oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance? Why is this guy such a dick? I can't walk yet. Probably missed the point completely. Why? Why would it? It would be a great demonstration of our achievements in front of camp. And what will we show to them? Yeah, you're right. They both stared at the place disappointedly. Ellipses. Okay, so we got shit to do, man. Ellipses, ellipses. Dinner was over and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear to the ball? Jeez, how long have you been sitting there talking to these dudes? I don't have anything special to wear. We go as we are. He indicated his pioneer uniform. They still don't care about their appearance at all. Why was it? Why did I care then? I don't know why this dude cared. I don't know why this dude is still here. I don't know why he's not going to the library. He's got to go to the library. He's got to help this chick, and he's got to do that all within a couple hours. You got to. Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. When does it start? After 9. Got it. Left the canteen and deeply inhaled the air. I remember those ran dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, and fear. Couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react if someone invited me. I wouldn't dare invite someone myself. All in all, I'm pretty uncomfortable with it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy, more like disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. I thought that there was still lots of time till the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the Why? No, no, no! You're supposed to go and do the Why? You're supposed to meet that chick in the library and you're supposed to help out in the infirmary before you go to the rock concert. Why? Why I haven't been able to make a single choice outside of potentially running away, but you're not supposed to run away in that type of situation. And if you ran away, would they even let you go to the library or the infirmary? Why now though? I still have time. Ellipses. Strangely enough, I got up right on time, even without an alarm. The clock was showing 9, which was a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish, though. Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. I was going to see Alyssa instead of the dance. So it's time then. But I agreed to help Lena. What should I do now? Oh my god! See? This is what I'm talking about! Ah, Alyssa. Yeah. Was that her name? I don't know why I thought it wasn't Alyssa. But Lena was supposed to be before. Because she's going to the ball. Not to mention the library thing should have happened too. A few minutes later, I approached the stage. Maybe it was a bad idea accepting her offer. I tried talking to Deviva. It means danger. On the other hand, I wasn't eager to go to the dance. What can I do there? I'd only disgrace myself. No, I'm better off listening to Elisa play the guitar. Coming closer, I saw a person sitting on the edge of the stage with her legs dangling. So you came after all. Melissa put the guitar aside and jumped to the ground. There was even a trace of joy on her face for a moment. Playing for someone is surely more interesting than being alone. As you can see. What are we gonna do? What do you mean, what? I'm asking you. Well, you wanted... I suddenly got the idea that this situation is one of our usual pranks. I should never have expected to hear any guitar songs. I'm going to bed, bye! I turned around and waved my hand and walked intentionally slowly. Hey! Alyssa grabbed my sleeve. What? Don't you want to listen? Listen to what? You said yourself you don't know what you're gonna do. Of course I know! I mean... That move is kind of fair, I guess. She took the guitar and hit the strings with a plectrum of a couple of times. Sit next to me. I didn't object, and in a moment I was sitting behind her. It's better this way. Miss the dance, leave now, and then what would I do? The role of a stranger was more suitable for a passive observer and not an eager seeker of answers, who I wanted to be so badly. I'll show you how to play this song now. Just like that? Right away? What do you mean right away? I haven't held a guitar for a long time. She could probably guess how long it had been since I held one. My skills were enough to make a cat laugh. That's not difficult. I threw an intense look at Alyssa. It distinctly seems to me now that she can't express her feelings. She could lose her strange self-control for a moment, and I'd get to see a casual and even funny and friendly girl. And then, when her self-conscious and imprudence turned back on, it was bitchness as usual. What? God, he's an ass. And which is the real one? Hey. What? Stop daydreaming. Oh yeah, sorry. What are you watching? I am. What song is this? The one that I played this morning, of course. Oh, okay, I'm listening. Alyssa made up her mind and started to play. Ellipses. That's it. Did you get everything? I may have understood it, but I probably wouldn't be able to replicate it. How should I put it? Okay, practice makes perfect. She's undoubtedly on this point. Undoubtedly right on this point, but I've had many problems with practice all my life. Well, I took the guitar from Alyssa and tried to play the first chord. It was hard, and my fingers were tied in a knot. I didn't want to get to the right place. I used to be better before, but now I wouldn't be able to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well, wait a moment. Looks like you won't be a rock hero. She laughed kindly. It may be better this way, I hissed, vainly trying to remember the order of the strings to press. Well, this guitar started to make devilish sounds, rumbling and groans of wounded dinosaur. My left hand fingers constantly missed the right frets, and my right hand didn't strike in rhythm. Let's call that progressive rock. Progressive? Well, give it back. She took the guitar, and it sounded completely different in her hands. I felt embarrassed by my clumsiness for a moment. Alyssa's skill may not be on the level of a professional guitarist, but nevertheless she played simple things with such confidence. She must have had a lot of practice. Did you get it this time? She finished and offered the guitar to me. Well, I did better the second time, but it was still a long way from Alyssa's level, or from any decently adequate level. I was aware of how totally worthless I was compared to her. It seems so simple just to play a song with 3 chords. I mean, that was cute, I guess. The tune is too simple, though. I put the guitar aside. Alyssa was lost in thought for a moment. Even in preschool, a kid could play it better. Thanks, I tried. I noticed. Yo, that face. She looks way better than I am. She might be trying to demonstrate her evident superiority at playing the guitar. It's not like everyone could be a musician. Not really. She looked up at the sky. Though you can't be one, that's for sure. Why is that? You should have heard yourself. I started to regret coming here. Well, don't mind me. Why does Alyssa need to do this? It's obvious that I'm a horrible guitarist. Obviously. But if I had some practice. So you will practice. I don't know. Maybe I will. The guitar was the least of my problems, though. I'm stuck in a strange world I can't escape from. That's more important than a stupid argument with Alyssa. Suddenly I felt an annoying self-pity, apathy, and urge to leave this place, to forget this evening. Those feelings left a nasty impression and burning desire to do something stupid. As if it could change anything. Nani? Me learning to play the guitar. Surely you couldn't. You'd strum the guitar for a couple days and give it up. This is where it's pierced my heart. You know what? Oh well, should she know? Is it any concern of hers? I'm acting this way because it's true, and that it's Alyssa who spoke that truth. You can't know how to do everything. Probably not. But you should be able to at least do something. So you're saying I can't do anything? How should I know? You know, I what? Should I tell her about my computer skills, or the books that I've read, or the movies that I've watched? Oh well, this is a pointless conversation. That goes without saying. You're only concerned with having fun. And you do nothing but whine. Seriously, tell me about it, Alyssa. This protagonist is, oh man, all he does is whine and complain. He's a freaking bitch. Forget it. Jumped down the stage and walked away from the concert area. Go then, I heard Alyssa yelling to me. I'm already going. I hissed. Seriously? I didn't even get to make a single choice. He's just a freaking crybaby bitch. The path led me to the square. There was Slavia in the center of it, sweeping the area. Oh, Semyon, hi. I thought everyone was already asleep. No, what are you doing? Cleaning up after the ball. Why didn't you come? Just, where have you been? I hadn't the slightest intention of telling Slavia how I embarrassed myself on stage with the guitar in front of Alyssa and while the entire camp was having fun at the square. I took a walk. That's because he's an idiot. Like, it could have been just fine, good fun. But he's just an idiot. Okay, but you should have come. It was fun. Glad you enjoyed yourself. I've been sweating like a pig today because of my worries, or it's just a hot night. Hey, do you know where I can have a bath? Certainly, go straight, then a bit to the left by the path, then go to the right, and there should be a bathhouse. Should I accompany you? No, I'll find it myself. I totally didn't want her to burden me more. I walked along the forest path that Slavia had slowed. My whole body was itching. How did I notice it before? More importantly, what else hadn't I noticed? If things keep going on like this, I'll have to stay in this world forever. I shivered at the thought, probably at the idea that I didn't feel any terror or even just fear. It just felt like all the natural flow of things. I could see the bathhouse behind the trees. Why do pioneers have baths here? Olga Dmitrievna had said something about repairs to the showers, though. No reason to worry about it now. There was soap and clean towels, so I quickly washed myself, went outside, breathed a chestful of night air. It's so wonderful that physical cleanliness brings spiritual cleanliness. All my problems, if not went away, then at least become less important. It's like the water washed away not only the dirt, but also the anxiety from my mind. I suddenly started yawning and headed to the leader's cabin, rubbing my eyes. I didn't even take a few steps before Alyssa jumped out from the bushes. Yo, her face, though. You, what are you doing here? I was just washing my shelf. She came to her senses and spoke again. And? And what? How should I know? Then why do you speak as if you don't know? All the peace in my mind vanished in a moment. Only irritation and weariness remained. Okay, well, if you don't mind... Wait. Now what? If back there on the stage you thought that, well, I didn't want to offend you or anything. That's okay, I'm not offended. I just can't play the guitar. Nothing special. A lot of people can. I felt like there were obvious signs of irritation in my voice, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to say everything to her face right here, right now. Exactly, you can't. Alyssa's obviously restrained herself from laughing. Oh, I've already had enough of you. She totally drove me out of my wits at that moment. In another second, I would have had to yell at her, or worse. Wait! Would you just leave me alone? Alyssa followed me, but didn't try and stop me. I really didn't want to offend. Some invisible power made me turn around. Okay, can I go now? Yes, of course. Why is he such a dick? Like, at least hear out. Like, I don't understand this guy at all. Oh, he's bugging me so bad. In the moonlight, Alyssa looked very beautiful, and with a brief, guilty expression on her face. If she could have only kept her mouth shut. What are you smirking at? Although, nothing. I just thought if only you were a little bit more polite. Then what? I shouldn't say things. People could get ideas depending on their intellectual abilities. And nothing. You should finish what you started. There's nothing to finish. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Stop right there. Don't make me run away from you. As if you could. She may be right. I'm already exhausted from this day. And naturally, I had no intention of running to the bath. So what? What? If only I could be more polite. What? Try it and you'll see. Why should I do anything for a fool like you? Then don't try. What does it have to do with me? I sighed and dragged myself to the square. And what about you, then? What? I replied without turning to her. Well, if I would, then you... I don't know what you're talking about, but let's think of that I would if it were easier for you. Moron. Leslie yelled at me and headed towards the bathhouse. The square shined with the cleanliness of the German road, which were washed with shampoo, or so people said. That's Slavia for you. And I just argued with Alyssa and nothing else. What for? As if it was really necessary. And her behavior, in any other situation, I would have surely said that Alyssa likes me and just hides it under her rudeness. It's not that important right now, though. Relationships, love, anything. Maybe she isn't even a human. And what if she was a human and all this was happening in the real world? I drove those thoughts away and headed to the leader's cabin. Tiredness overwhelmed me. It was like an invisible obstacle stopped me in front of the door. Olga Demetria would like to know why I missed the dance. I'd get in full interrogation for sure. Counting the absence of Alyssa at the dance too, it wouldn't be hard to guess that we skipped it together. On the other hand, should I even tell her that instead of going to the dance, Alyssa practiced playing the guitar and I just went along with the flow? Nothing special, actually. It doesn't really matter why I left. So at the same time, I thought it'd be better keeping silent. Well, I'll decide on the spot. I sighed and pulled open the door handle. Olga Demetria was waiting for me, wearing a dress. Oh, Semyon, where have you been? Tell you the truth, I was at the stage with Alyssa. What did you do there? Played the guitar. Oh, that's not important. Why didn't you come to the ball? Well, frankly speaking, I don't like dancing. So what? That was a camp public event, which means every pioneer had to attend. That's the first I've heard of it. She looked at me intently. You could have just sit somewhere quietly. I'm sorry, I sighed. Okay, the leader softened. Go to bed quickly. The storm had passed. Ellipses. I tossed and turned, but I couldn't sleep. My head was full of thoughts about music, guitars, and Alyssa. I wonder, could I become a professional musician? And do I even want to be one? Why should I do that? It would be pretty fun, but nothing else. Or is Alyssa the reason? She really is like an energy vampire, sucking all your juices. What the fuck? Ellipses. My eyes started to close, and I fell asleep a moment after. You know, it's interesting. The character I like the most so far is Miku. You know, Hatsune Miku. And I haven't got any opportunity. Oh my god. I woke up with a hellish ringing inside my head. Joe, that noise is a freaking... Calm down. The ringing seemed to be coming from the depths of my conscious. Okay, it's freaking alarm. But after I came to my senses, I realized the cause of the ringing was my alarm clock. Strange. Where did it come from? Why was it sitting near my bed? It was 7:30, according to the clock. Olga had already left. There was no one who was going to force me to line up. Thus, I could sleep a bit more. I closed my eyes, but it seemed like my consciousness had already had its coffee and was ready for a long, productive day. I needed to get up. I should plan my day out. After all, I needed to at least find something out today. But still, nothing came to my head. Fine, I need to wake up completely and wash myself. Wash yourself? See, she's probably pissed. This guy didn't show up yesterday. On my way, I met Zahenya. What got you up so early? Anything wrong with being up early? She looked at me as if I insulted her. No, just curious. None of your business. Yeah, she's probably pissed at you because you're a fucking ass. You could have done that instead of sleeping. And then Lena is probably pissed too. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. The cold water perked me up. The fog in my head dissipated and my thoughts were starting to arrange themselves. Curiously, I started to worry about finding a good place in the canteen more than about finding answers. I brushed my teeth and was going to leave when a quiet sound wafted past my ears. It was probably a squirrel or some other animal. I heard the sound, and this time it was a bit familiar. I walked about 10 meters along the path searching for the source. Nobody. It was just the morning forest. Miku! Hey! It's been a while! My goodness, Miku! Noticing me, she smiled and jumped at me. Hello, good morning. I accidentally scattered my tooth powder, just trying to get it all back up. The dewy glass didn't seem to be helping matters. Are you sure that's a good idea? Well, why? What else do? I don't have any more. I was at the last I had. She pouted like a child who had just had her favorite toy taken away from her. Well, I'll give you mine. I dug into my bag. No tooth powder there. Oh, strange. Didn't I put it there? I walked away for a minute and now it's gone. Looks like I might have forgotten it. I didn't want to tell her that it had just gone missing, knowing the sensitivity of the girl. You don't really know anything about her, really. It was safe to assume that the vanishing household goods would impress her so much that her brain would reset itself in order to avoid overheating. Well, I'll be off. Yeah, cheers, visit us. Visit the music club. I'm still alone there. Miku's voice faded in the freshness of the summer morning far behind me. Getting back to the leader's cabin, I took out my cell phone and looked at the battery meter. Enough power for a day, maybe even less. Of course, it wouldn't help me much in here, but still, finding a charger in the 80s would mean inventing it. Still, regardless, the morning was shining and beautiful. The bright sun was shining over the space and time displaced pioneer Soviet, warming its residents and filling them with energy to spend the day productively, or in my case, to waste it in futile efforts to find an explanation to everything here. There was an unusually large crowd near the canteen. Of course, there was no place in the camp that pioneers loved as much as the canteen. But why are they all crowding on the porch? I came closer to find out what was going on. It looked like the entire camp had gathered around there, and there were all the familiar girls, Olga and Electrike. Ooh, gotta lean down. Ooh, my butt's killing me. They were all having a lively discussion. I drew closer. Ah, Semyon. Have you seen Shuruk today? No, what's the matter? We haven't been able to find him since this morning. What? Are people dying? Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me people are dying? But he was with you yesterday. She was talking to Electrike. Yeah, he was. So you woke up this morning and he wasn't anywhere to be found? No. Why didn't you come to me immediately? Well,
I thought he got up earlier and went to wash up or something. Did he mention anything yesterday? Interjected Slavia. For example? That he was going somewhere, for instance? No. What exactly is so horrifying about that? It's only 9 a.m. He might have gone for a walk. I'm fairly certain people are dying. The Reyna thing was a prelude. People are dying. It's over. Dude, we're dead. It's over. People are dying. You don't know Shrewik. She looked at me seriously. Well, no, I don't. But I could see anything. I didn't see anything about this situation. Alright, let's stop panicking. We'll find him. How could he miss breakfast? Yolanya grinned. Alyssa. Exactly. Time to eat anyway. What? Pioneers proceeded into the canteen. Yet again, I had no choice where to fit in. The only free place was at a table with Alyssa and Yulana. Take a seat. She pointed at the chair next to her. I sat down. Aren't you gonna get your food? Good idea. I hadn't thought about that. This has got to be really awkward. After what happened last night, like, this has got to be really awkward. Today's breakfast didn't look like much different from yesterday's, but it looked more appetizing. Or maybe I was just very hungry. Or I was eager to finish it off as soon as possible to avoid yet another Eulania prank. Want to go with us to the beach today? When? Right after breakfast. Generally speaking, relaxation was on my agenda today. But if I was going to spend my time thinking, shouldn't I do it while getting a suntan? Sure, why not? What? I didn't even get to choose. Oh, cool. She smiled nicely. I bet you're planning another prank. Oh, not at all. She waved her hands at me. She sure is. Alyssa grinned. She's always like that. I looked at Alyssa attentively and suddenly remembered yesterday evening. Yeah, her strange behavior and our quarrel. But now she looked like usual. Maybe there was no need to say anything to her, though I wasn't going to. At the end of the day, everything that happened the night before seemed unusual. No way! I think she's right. Nobody believes me. Yolanda took a tray of dirty dishes and stood up. Enjoy your meal. Oh, now it's really awkward. She said in such a way that which left no doubt nothing good awaits me today at the beach. Me and Alyssa were alone. You know, I guess I shouldn't go with you after all. Why is that? No, I've got something to do. What exactly could that be? I love that face. She looks so cute when her eyes are huge. She looks in my eyes and I couldn't even find an appropriate excuse. I don't have a swimsuit. Try mine. Do you think it will fit me? Give it a try. Yo, that face. Give it a try. I don't think it's worth the effort. Don't be a wimp. We'll find some. We'll find you some swimming trunks. Those words only added to my fear. Wait for me in the canteen. I'll be back soon. Okay. Nothing wrong with waiting for her, is there? Finishing my breakfast, I sat at the building and sat on the stairs. Pioneers, all having their own business, hurried past me one by one. No one stopped by me. No one even looked in my direction. It seemed they didn't consider me a stranger, but exactly the opposite. Just another teenager their age, their comrade, you could say. I caught myself thinking that I had started to consider this camp and its inhabitants without much caution as I had on the first day. Indeed, Alyssa was back within a couple minutes. Ready? Ready for what? She gave me the trunks, though you could hardly call them trunks. They looked like pink boxers decorated with butterflies and flowers. Actually, they were boxers. I was almost afraid to ask. But where did you get these? Too scared to put them on? Well, you know, I haven't the slightest intention of doing so. I appreciated her joke, but I wasn't going to make myself a laughingstock. Put them on, she said roughly. That that sounds like Miku. Then in the OST, the soundtrack over here. That sounded like Miku. I mean, you're Vocaloid singer. Why don't you try them instead of me? I think that the color of this swimsuit would set off your eyes very nicely. Let's make a bet. I had no decided to accept their bets. No thanks. Alright, you can either go to the bench wearing them, or you swim naked. Weighing the pros and cons, even the second option seems better than the first. I'm not planning to go anywhere at all. Then I'll tell everyone that you left these trunks in my cabin. God damn, dude. Why would I do that? How should I know? She burst into laughter. I didn't want to argue with Alyssa, and I decided to go to the beach in the end, but not in these flamboyant swim trunks. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't be late. She ran off after saying that. I dragged my seat to the leader's cabin and got a towel and hopefully find something like trunks. Olga Demetrio was waiting for me in the room. Semin, did you hear anything about Shruik? Same as a half hour ago. I walked to my bed and took a towel. Are you going somewhere? Yeah, to the beach. Wait, do you have swimming trunks? You came here without any luggage, as I recall. Strange, the fact didn't seem to surprise her during our first encounter. No. Well, what would you wear? Good question. What? I don't know. Wait a minute. She walked to the wardrobe and unlocked the drawer. In a moment, I had a pair of normal black trunks. Where did she get those? More importantly, why? Someone with previous session might have forgotten them. Considering all the things that happened in this camp, I wasn't really surprised to find Swen's swimming trunks in Olga's room. Thanks. The trunks were just my size. Ellipses. I got changed and went to the beach. A lot of pioneers had already gathered there, but I only recognized Alyssa and Eulania. Over here! I walked over to them and sat on the sand. I see you found something better. She stared at my trunks and smirked. As you can see. Come on, let's swim. I don't wanna. Maybe later. I'm not really a fan of swimming. Suit yourself. The girls ran into the water. Why did I come here? Why am I not looking for answers? Should I care about it now? Swabuk looked normal. Certainly a lot of strange things have been. Oh my god, dude. This guy is stupid. This guy is stupid. This guy is stupid. Oh my goodness. Okay. Especially since I didn't get any closer to finding such a clue. On the contrary, everything that has happened has only confused me more. What alternatives do I have? I won't get any truth from the local residents, though I don't doubt that they know it. Should I try and leave this place? But how far can I walk, considering I don't even know where I am? It turns out that my only option is to wait. After some time, the girls came back. Yulana had something in her hands. Look! I looked up and saw a crayfish, just a normal crayfish. Yulana lay next to me and started to torment it. What is this? Leave the poor animal alone. Why? It's just a crayfish. So what? It has a right to live too. I'll rip its claws off and ask the cook to boil it for dinner. Jesus. As if we have nothing else to eat. I looked at Alyssa, who seemed to be totally uninterested in Yolana's fun in a poor sea creature. Tell her. What's wrong? It's just a crayfish. It deserves. What? Jeez. It looks like the girls missed their lessons on nature in primary school and lacked empathy for the environment. Seriously. Give it. I snatched the crayfish off Eulania. Suit yourself. I was a little surprised she didn't resist. I looked into the eyes of the poor animal. They didn't express anything at all. But I thought if it could speak, it would certainly be outraged. Maybe I'd even try to go to the UN Convention of Human Rights. To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure that it would help. I took the crayfish to the river and set it free. Never mind, I'll catch more. There's plenty of 'em here, said Yulana. No doubt about it, I mumbled. This is kind of ridiculous. Time passed and I was getting sleepy. I fell asleep on the beach. Why? Olga stood next to me. Did you swim too? I asked, still half asleep. No. It's almost time for lunch, and we still can't find Shruik, the leader said, standing before me in a wet swimsuit. And I want you to look for him. It seems like I'm the only pioneer in this entire camp. I was seriously outraged. Every single time it was getting clearer that Olga considered me her errand boy and used me like a slave, or vice versa. If I came to you, then I want you to help me. Why exactly me? However, after giving it some thought, I decided to agree. After all, my shoulders and back got sunburned while I was sleeping and searching for Shurek would get me acquainted with the unexplored locations of the camp. Okay. Why? Ellipses. Well, that's all I'm going to do for this episode. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next episode.